Halsted Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Thursday evening inside the Jamestown Civic Center, where it's the nightcap of the 2026 State A Girls Basketball Tournament here tonight, featuring the Hazen Bison, the 5 seed, going up against the 4 seed in the Kindred Vikings. Welcome to our pregame show, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve. Go online to irieins.com. That's irieins.com to get a free quote. Started today. I'm Chase Miller as we take a look at this particular contest here for the 4th seed of the Kindred Vikings at 19-5 on the season, out of the Region 1 going up against the Region 4 tournament champ in the Hazen Bison. It's the first matchup between these two programs since the 3-division system for Kindred and Hazen. For Hazen, this is their 7th state tournament appearance, the first since 2009. While for the Kindred Vikings, this is their 12th, the first since 2022 when they went a perfect 26-0. We'll take a timeout. We come back after this. We'll dive into the matchup a little bit more. We'll let you know games across the state and what happened earlier today here at the Civic. And from there, we'll get to our coaches' conversation as well. It's the Bison and the Vikings. Winner has the final spot in the semifinals tomorrow night.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
The Hillsborough Vets Club thanks you for your support of their activities and events. Stop in and to check out their new menu. Enjoy the Vets Club appetizers every Wednesday from 5 till 7. And as I've said many times, they have the best roasted chicken around. Enjoy roasted chicken every Saturday from 5:30 till 7:30. Get there early, because sometimes it's gone early, because it is the best roasted chicken. Fries and coleslaw also available with this meal every Saturday. Dine in or take out. The Hillsborough Vets Club.
As we continue on the pregame show here today from the Jamestown Civic Center, let's keep you apprised of what happened across the state of North Dakota and games that have gone final tonight here as well across the WDA, the EDC, and alongside the State B Girls Basketball Tournament up in Minot. Taking a look on the girls' side first, Central McLean got a battle with the number 8 seed in Linton HMB as the Cougars move on, though, with a 55-42 victory up in Minot. Also earlier today, Benson County over EKM and Lamar Litchfield Downs Washburn. So the 1, 2, and 3 all move on into the State B semis. Berthold, Lewis and Clark, and Flasher due up next. In the EDC Girls Basketball Tournament, Red River fends off Central and West Fargo over North in loser out contest. Horace defeats Shanley 80-73. And still to come, it's Fargo, Davies, and Cheyenne. That game is currently underway. The WDA, Minot, Bismarck, and Mandan all with quarterfinal round wins over St. Mary's, Jamestown, and Williston. That's a look across the state here for girls basketball. Here today in Jamestown, earlier, the Thompson Tommies, the old adage of survive and advance, and that's exactly what they did in their 39-36 win over the Rugby Panthers, as Thompson Tommies shot just 23% for the floor. They're led by Eddie Sage with 15 points. Andy Schwab had a good game, 2 points, but she had 9 rebounds, 4 steals, and a couple of assists here for Schwab. Game number 2 of the day featured Devils Lake and Valley City, and the Valley City Highliners outscored the Devils Lake Firebirds 21-6 in the third quarter. Double-double for Katie Burchell of 23 points, 18 rebounds, 16 points for Maddie Freeze. as well for Valley City. Then just moments ago, South Prairie Max looked all as the number 1 seed as they had 3 players in double digits. They hit 10 3-pointers, led by Scotty Beck with 19 points on 8 of 12 shooting from the floor with 6 rebounds. And then you had Maya Gunville with 12 points and 4 of 4 from beyond the arc off the bench for the Royals. So this is how the state tournament bracket looks up coming up here tomorrow. Constellation semifinals will feature Rugby and Devils Lake at 1 o'clock, with the loser of this game to play Watford City at 2:45. Thompson Valley City at 6:30. We'll have that for you on yourliveevent.com for audio-only coverage tomorrow night. Then the winner of this game has South Prairie Max at 8:15. We will fall Kindred and alongside Thompson throughout the rest of the State A girls basketball tournament here from the Jamestown Civic Center. So that's a look at what happened earlier today as our Irie Insurance pregame show continues. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve at Irie Insurance. They cover it all. Go to IrieINS.com. That again is IrieINS.com to get a free quote started today. We'll take a break. When we come back, some players to watch out for, all ahead of our coaches conversation. That is next.
Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale, Thursday, March 19th at the ranch near Hitterdall, Minnesota. 60 of the region's highest quality Red Angus bulls, plus 12 elite hand-picked registered heifers. Request a catalog today. Same reliable program, new exciting genetics. March 19th, the Annual Bull Sale. Visit Facebook Jacobson Red Angus or call Gary Jacobson 701-361-3189. Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale. The sale will be live on TV auction. Thursday, March 19th, 1 p.m.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more.
Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today.
And we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
On the pregame show here with some of the players to watch out for. First for the 5 seed in the Hazen Bison. They're led offensively by the junior guard Lauren Dahl. 16 points and 4 rebounds here for head coach Patty Mossett. And then you got Macy Vanenwagen, the junior guard, at 12 points and 9 rebounds, with Emily Kaler at 6 points per contest here for the Hazen Bison. Hazen averaging 54 points per game defensively, giving up 35 on the season at 22-2 on the year. Their 2 losses, an 11-point loss at Carrington back in December and a 10-point loss at Rugby earlier on here in the month of February, middle part of February here for the Hazen Bison. The Bison rode to the state, beating Standing Rock in the quarterfinals of the Region 4 tournament. They topped Shiloh in the semis and defeated Watford City in the region championship. While for the Kindred Vikings, head coach Sam Brandt at 19-5 on the season, 67 points per game the average. They give up 48 points per contest. Winners of 9 straight games after losing 3 straight late in January to Central Cass, Valley City, and Carrington. Here for Sam Brandt as Vikings rode to state. They beat Lisbon in the region quarters. They topped Wahpeton in the semis and downed their rival Central Cass 57-25 in the Region 1 title. Liza Trembett, the Region 1 Senior Athlete of the Year, and Sierra Nipstead on the all-region team here for the Kindred Vikings. Those 2 players, again, averaging a good portion of points of 26 and 27 respectively. 26 for Nipstead, 27 for Trembeth here for the Kindred Vikings. That's a look at the matchup a little bit more. Next up, our coaches conversation. Patty Mossett of Hazen, then we'll be joined by Sam Brandt of the Kindred Vikings. All ahead of our starting lineups and the opening tip tonight from Jamestown. This is the State A Girls Basketball Quarterfinals.
Imagine
Imagine your life in Hillsborough, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsborough, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsborough has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsborough, where small-town living means big opportunities.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
As we continue on our pregame show here today inside the Jamestown Civic Center, brought to you in part by iRe Insurance, the Hazen Bison square off with the Kindred Vikings here in our nightcap of the Day 1 quarterfinals. Joining us is Patty Mossett, the head coach here for the Hazen Bison. And for you, Patty, just take us through what it means to get here this season for this particular program. Obviously, it's still a business trip. You still want to do well here at state, but what does it mean for this group of girls to get to the state tournament this season?
Well, this has been a long drought for the Hazen Bison to be at the state tournament. So it was a goal, kind of a goal last year, and we fell one game short and didn't make it here. So, they really kind of came out from the start and just worked really hard for this. You know, they made the girls, most of these girls were on the state volleyball team, and they played Saturday morning in the state volleyball tournament, and they came home, and by Sunday evening they were back in the gym prepping for basketball because we had get our practices in order to be able to play the first game. So these guys have worked really hard the whole season and, you know, kind of kept their eye on the prize and just worked hard the whole way, and defense and rebounding and gritty basketball.
When you look at the Kindred Vikings, your opponent, do they remind you of anybody that you've seen this season, or is it maybe a little bit different of an animal with a zone and a 1-3-1 here that they will have, later tonight?
Well, Shiloh plays a 1-3-1, and they got Shiloh has 3 girls that are 6 foot on the roster, and they do kind of a same type of thing. They don't put up quite the scoring numbers that Kindred puts up, but we have seen the 1-3-1 a little bit before. It's just a matter of, I guess, how it looks it looks on film versus how crushing it actually is when you're up against it. Our girls, our starters, I got one at 5'8", and I don't know, I round the rest up to 5'7", but they're not 5'7". So we're going to definitely give up some on the height, but we'll try to make up for that with some speed and hustle.
What's the one thing, trait or characteristic that best describes this year's version of Hazen Bison girls basketball for you, Patty?
Well, we're a defensive-minded team, according to the apps and the, predictions, when we look out there, Hazen gives up 35 points a game, and I think South Prairie is next with 37. Our defense is pretty sticky, so that's kind of our main go-to. We may not be tall, but we're kind of pesty.
As we take a look at some of your players here with Lauren, obviously Dahl, the junior, and Macy as well, another junior with a couple of players in double digits. Just kind of what have those two kind of represented, I guess, offensively for you here on the court this season?
Well, Lauren just went over her 1,000th point this year. Macy will fall just a little bit short yet this year, but being a junior, she'll have a chance next year. They put in a lot of time over the summer, and definitely an offensive concern, kind of a little bit different. Dahl likes to shoot from the outside, and Van Wagen tends to be more the one that drives to the hoop. So they kind of a little bit of 1-2 punch there. You never, can't just rely on one spot versus the other. But Van Wagen does a lot of things for us. She went over the 600 rebound mark, which for a girl 5'6", 5'7", as a junior, that's a lot of rebounds she's hauling down. She also went over 200 assists already this year. Dahl, she's kind of a spark plug. She loves to play defense, and she's all over the place, throwing herself around, getting every loose ball. So Yeah, those two are they're fun to watch. Let's just say that.
Hey, Patty, thanks so much for your time and best of luck here tonight against Kindred and throughout the rest of the weekend.
Thank you.
And again, from the Hazen Bison, head coach Patty Massa with us here on our pregame show.
United Valley Bank's initials are UVB, and that B is a verb that helps people just like you succeed. UVB amazing, with the support of our powerful financial tools, friendly bankers, and local decision makers. UVB adventurous. UVB the best version of you.
It's all about you. United Valley Bank, our roots make us stronger.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
As we continue on our pregame show today, brought to you in part by IRE Insurance, part of our coaches' conversation. Joining us from the Kindred Vikings perspective is Sam Brent, as they had to sit and wait around and get ready for this final game of the day, going up against the Hazen Bison. Sam, let's just talk about, once you get to a state tournament, you've been here before as a coach. Some of your athletes have maybe been to a state track meet, softball, or something in between. But for this crew to make it to a state basketball tournament, what's the message as you get into a quarterfinal? What's the week been like for you getting ready from a region tournament a week ago to a quarterfinal round matchup here at state?
As you can tell, the waiting game is the worst part, but on top of it, preparation, the planning, the communication between parents, all of that is a lot of work and a lot of missed sleep, looking at film and making sure everyone's ready. So getting to the point where us to get to play, it's finally like, oh, it's finally here. We can exhale a little bit. But we're here on a business trip. This is not just icing on the cupcake or on the top of the cake, right? So it's not just the cherry on top. We're here on a business trip to be able to show up, compete, and on top of that, enjoy it and have some fun and soak it all in, because, only 8 teams in the whole state get to do this.
When you look at your team, let's start with the one senior athlete of the year for Eliza Trembeth. Just what does she embody for this year's team here, Sam? And what do you want to see from her in her final 3 games here to state tournament?
She brings so much energy, positive light. She brings such a high energy attitude, and her teammates are just willing to be like, yep, we got you. Yep, we got you. And for her to be able to show up the way she showed up this year is all on her. She's done it all on her own, and putting herself in such a successful season, especially as a lone wolf senior. So it's super special to take her. I know she's been talking this week about last time she was at a state tournament. She was an 8th grader. So now it's full circle for her, and she gets to go out with this really cool trip.
When you look at your opponent here, Sam, are Hazen remind you of anybody that you played in the East or someone on your schedule? Do they do something that's similar to you when you just take a look at the matchup? How does Hazen match up, so to speak? Because as always, seed lines go out the door, records go out the door. It's trying to win 3 games before you lose a game, so to speak, to win that state championship. So how does Hazen match up with anybody that you've seen this year here, Sam?
Yeah, we don't have very many common opponents, but as I was breaking down film, it felt like a Castleton. It felt physical. It felt very guard heavy. So we are going to make sure that we're prepared for all the things. There's only so many ways you can beat our defense. So we're going to be prepared for all the adjustments we need to be prepared for. And the girls are going to come out ready to play and excited to have a good time.
As you go through, when you get to the quarterfinal, I guess my biggest question to coaches is there's more media timeouts. You get to play on a college floor. All 8 teams are playing on a brand new gym, a brand new floor that they haven't had to worry about a little bit. So how do you navigate that as a coach and as a team, Sam, when you're used to, all right, let's get up and down the floor. Let's cause some chaos. Let's, get things going until they call a timeout, so to speak, if we're doing our job, where now you play 2-3 minutes, boom, timeout, 2-3 minutes, boom, another timeout. So how does that going to help you with only 8 players, but also at the end of the day, make it a little bit, I would say, sipping through sand, so to speak, like, you're trying to move 1 step forward, but 2 steps back at time with all those timeouts?
We do like to push it, and we like momentum, and we like it when it all leads together and rolls together. The 16 legs will 100% appreciate the extra timeouts that I don't have to take if I don't want to. So they'll take that. I do see like the con of it is sometimes you don't need as many players as you normally need throughout the season because you have so many breaks. So just making sure the girls are prepared for no matter what, when their number's called, they go out there, no matter how many minutes that you've been played before. But the state tournament is just something a little bit different, and everyone's needed and everyone's important. So, but if I can have some extra time when they're not running and, wasting energy, and I don't have to waste the time out, I'll take it.
Hey, Sam, as always, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here against Hazen in the quarterfinals.
Thanks, Chase.
That again, Sam Brandt, head coach of the Kindred Vikings, will continue with more after this on our pregame show from the Jamestown Civic Center.
Hungry and on the road, Petro Stopping Center in Fargo has got your back with an impressive lineup of goodies including Popeye's Chicken, Charlie's Cheesesteaks, Cinnabon, Papa John's, and a mouth-watering full-sized restaurant, the Dolly Down Grill. You'll be spoiled for choice. Whether you're a quick pit stopper or looking to settle in for a while, Petro Stopping Center's Fargo location has got you covered 24/7 every day of the week. Cruise on over to their spot just off 45th Street and I-94 and indulge in a feast fit for the road warrior in you.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
That does it for our pregame show here today. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve at Irie Insurance. From home to crop to benefits insurance and more, go to Irie INS. That's IrieINS.com to get a free quote started today. Chase Miller with you courtside inside the Jamestown Civic Center. Winner will play South Prairie Max in the semifinals tomorrow night at 8:15. It's now time for our starting lineups. First, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Hazen Bison. Head coach is Patty Mossett, the Region 4 champs, with a mark of 22 wins and 2 losses on the season. Miranda Mossett, the daughter of Patty Mossett, the head coach. Miranda, the 5'8 junior guard. Macy Vanenwagen, the 5'7 junior guard, with 12 points and 9 rebounds per game. Lauren Dahl, the 5'7 junior, has already amassed 1,000 career points, averaging 16 points per contest. Ava Jungers, the 5'6 senior forward, alongside with Emily Keller, the 5'7 junior guard, averaging 16 points. Mossett, Vanenwagen, alongside with Dahl, Jungers, and Keller. Hazen averaging 53 points per game defensively, giving up 35 points per contest. The Bison in their green uniforms, Bison across the front, outlined in white, that is, outlined in black. While for the Kindred Vikings, head coach is Sam Brandt, with a mark of 19 wins and 5 losses on the season. Here for Kindred, they'll go like this. Liza Trembeth, the senior forward, the Region 1 Senior Athlete of the Year. Sierra Nipstead, a all-region team as well, the 5'11 sophomore forward, with Ivy Trembeth, Liza's sister, the 5'9 sophomore guard. Kate Odegaard, the 5'7 sophomore forward, and Collins McQuillan, the 5'9 sophomore guard. Liza Trembeth with Nipstead, Ivy Trembeth, Odegaard, and McQuillan. Head coach for the Kindred Vikings is Sam Brandt, with a mark of 19-5, averaging 67 points per game. Defensively, giving up 48 points per contest. That's our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. That's crystalsugar.com. The Hazen Bison looking to be the lone underseeded team to win here at the state tournament. While the Kindred Vikings will try to make it a clean sweep of the top 4 as the 1 seed in South Prairie Max downed Watford City, the 2 seed of Thompson able to upend Rugby, and the 3 seed of Valley City defeated the Devils Lake Firebirds. We'll see what happens in the nightcap here tonight from Jamestown. As we get you ready here from the Civic Center, it's the same as well up in the B as the 1, 2, and 3 seeds up in Minot have all found a way to the semifinals. We'll see what the 4-5 matchup is. We'll keep you apprised of that contest as well. As the opening tip being delivered by a National Guardsman here for North Dakota, as they will see this out in the circle now. As the Kindred Vikings with Liza Trembeth in the circle against Macy Vandenwagen here for the Hazen Bison. Kindred going to have that little size advantage, as we talked about with Patty Mossett saying, oh, we pencil some of the girls in on the roster at 5'7", but they might not be 5'7". We'll see how it goes here tonight. Opening tip is underway at 8:25 in the final quarterfinal. Is off and running. Liza Trembeth will see this here up top as she makes her way. Hazen will match up a little man pressure defense. This Bison team will see it here in a 5-second violation right off the rip. Liza Trembeth will turn over. Ava Jungers applies the pressure at a 5-second violation. That's our first on our basketball state bingo card here of the tournament. So see this here with Macy Vandenwagen now for the Hazen Bison. This Hazen team, in terms of maybe of stature, but how they want to play could be similar to the Rugby Panthers we saw earlier against Thompson, where there was a rock fight for that game. Neither team scored 40. As this is on the deck, Collins McQuillan will come on it. We'll get a jump ball and will favor the Hazen Bison. Hazen on the inbounds here with the senior forward in Jungers. Jungers looking to get it in. They do left-handed side. Kindred will stay on this 1-3-1. Nipstead on top, as she has been throughout the course of the season. Now it goes to Keller. Keller with the rock, looking for a teammate. With the pass, it gets intercepted. Here goes a steal. Odegaard, a baseball pass on the floor. Nipstead, right-handed dribble off the window. No. Rebound on the inside by Dahl. Dahl will utilize it now for the Bison. Kindred looking to trap if they can. They make the pass up over the floor to Mossett. Now to the baseline, short corner to Jungers. Back up top to Dahl. Dahl at the right wing, elbow. Back to the baseline, it goes to Jungers. Jungers will make her way, and there's a foul. And Hazen will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Foul going to be assessed on Kate Odegaard, her first and the team's first here for Kindred in the opening quarter of play. Free throw opportunity on the way here for Ava, a senior forward for Hazen. It's the first time since 2009 that they have made the state tournament. Their 7th all-time in program history, one state championship back in 1994, defeating Langdon. They finished runners-up in 1997 against the Oaks Tornadoes. Second free throw attempt rattling out. It's on the deck and getting on the floor here. We'll get a jump ball, and the arrow will make its way towards Kindred as Macy Vandenwagen alongside with Kate Odegaard get on the deck, and it's a tie-up. Hazen will see this full court pressure defense, something that Patty Mossett, when asking her in the pregame show, what's a trait characteristic about this year's club, and she simply said defense, a little gritty team as well. As the Kindred Vikings will see this up the floor with Nipstead. Nipstead left and inside to Trembeth. That's Liza. Liza will see it here, couple of hard dribbles, makes her way inside, and we get a traveling violation. Turnover here on the Kindred Vikings. They came in and helped, and right now, Hazen Bison definitely packing the paint a little bit as we see this game unravel early on here in this first quarter. Now their team has came out and set the world on fire. As you'd expect, some nerves going into a state tournament, a brand new venue, as Hazen turns it over on this 1-3-1 zone, and so far 4 turnovers combined for these teams. It's a little different as well once you get to state, trying to find a rhythm or a flow. You get 2 media timeouts per quarter plus the quarter break. Halftime might be a little bit longer as you get a couple of halftime performances as well. Ball gets skipped near sideline to Odegaard on the right block, looking for Ivy Trembeth through her hands. Hazen wants to get out and boogie as they do. Vandenwagen off the window, no. Rebound, put back, Mossett, yes. Miranda Mossett gets the opening field goal of the game, and the Hazen Bison lead it by 3 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Liza Trembeth spins, double team comes. Double came a little late as Liza spun inside the paint. Foul will be assessed on number 3, Macy Vandenwagen. It'll be her team's first, and 2 free throws here for Trembeth. Liza, a 77% free throw shooter on the season. At the stripe here for the Kindred Vikings. Free throw attempt is up and in. So Trembeth hits the first. Second free throw attempt on the way for Kindred. As for Liza Trembeth, averaging 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals for the senior forward. The lone senior here on the roster Goes 2 for 2 for the free throw line. Kindred's on the board. Full court pressure defense here for the Vikings. They will look to trap out of this. Hazen sees his pass somehow get to half court, and the Bison will come away with it with Dahl to the baseline. They see it now to Keller. Back up top, Nipstead got a hand on it. It's loose. With it is Keller. Bounce pass up top as they work it right wing now to Jungers. Back to the right-handed side. Here's a three by Dahl. Off the iron. Rebound to Collins McQuillan, and they want to run. Nipstead up the floor to Liza Trembeth. Trembeth, one dribble to the paint. Off the window for two with the left hand. Liza Trembeth with all 4 for Kindred as they lead it by 1. Their first lead of the quarterfinal, and a double dribble on the way for Lauren Dahl in the backcourt. Hazen with their 3rd turnover. On the next dead ball, we'll see a media timeout on the floor. Something Kindred did awfully well in the region tournament was good starts. They held Central Cass to 4 points in the first quarter. They only scored 7 in the title, but they turned Wahpeton over 9 times in the first quarter, and Lisbon 13 times in the first quarter. They took points off of it as well. Nipstead, a little shake and bake dribble, right pocket. Here's a 3 by McQuillan. The rainbow 3 is long. Rebound is tipped out in the hands of Van den Wagen. Van den Wagen up the floor to Dahl. Dahl will see it now in front of the Kindred bench. As we'll see Kindred with their first substitutions on the next step ball. Van den Wagen bounce pass inside Jungers, foul here on Trembeth, and that'll be Ivy with the media timeout on the floor. On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, 5:14 to play in the first. It's Kindred 4, Hazen 3 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Before the farming season moves forward, there's one important decision to make. Every year brings unknowns: weather, markets, yields. Multi-peril crop insurance helps protect the work you put in long before harvest. The MPCI crop insurance closing deadline is March 16th. At Irie Insurance, we've helped generations of farmers plan ahead with confidence. Let's make sure you're ready. Contact Irie Insurance for guidance you can trust.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Timeout on the floor, brought to you in part by Chris Moe with Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. For more information, get in contact with Chris at 701-757-1613. Hazen will have the ball after the timeout, baseline out of bounds right. Jungers, right-hand side, Dahl. Dahl will zing it up top. Here goes Keller, a rainbow triple bucket. Keller with the 3, her 31st of the season, and the Bison now lead it by 2. 3 minutes into this contest in the state A quarters. Nips it on the sweep to Liza. Liza between the rings, takes a couple of dribbles at the free throw line. Now to Starcevic, who's newly inserted here for Kindred. She lost it. Turnover as she was trying to get it to Peterson. That'll be the Vikings' 4th of the game. Left-handed side, Dahl finds it to Jungers. Jungers comes in, and there's a foul on Collins McQuillan. That'll be 3 free throws on the way as Collins was looking for the block, but on the follow-through will commit the foul. That'll be her first, team's 3rd, and for the Hazen Bison settling into this contest as they will go to the line to shoot 3. Jungers, 1 of 2 from the line so far here in this first quarter. Free throw opportunity on number 1, in and out, no good. So see the second one upcoming of 3. As for the Vikings, 1 field goal by Trembeth so far, and just 2 field goals for Hazen. Second free throw attempt gets the shooter's roll this time for Jungers. 1 by Mossett, another by Keller. Collins McQuillan will check out of the game as Ivy Trembeth able to come back in. Got Peterson as well on the floor here for Kindred. Second free throw attempt up and in. So Jungers 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Hazen with their largest lead of the game, a little 5-0 run for the Bison with 4:38 left to play here in the opening quarter. Nipstead will see this one, little rub screen, looking for it on the flare. Good D by Dahl on Nipstead, left in its side as this one goes to Peterson. Peterson with it as they work with it. At the top, Peterson uses up that dribble and will get a jump ball, and the arrow will make its way towards Hazen. This is very reminiscent of what we saw with the Jim Brozart rugby team, where they were firing everywhere defensively, guarding well beyond the college three-point line, and that's what Hazen has done here with Patty Mossett. As the Bison team hang in their hat defensively, and so far it's worked. Up top on the 1-3-1 zone, Dahl bounce pass. It was nearly kicked by Nipstead. They see it with Dahl right wing, pass across the paint, tipped away by Ivy Trembeth as they were looking for Ava Jungers after the pass on the way for Hazen. Bison with Jungers will inbound the basketball. Baseline out of bounds left. Hazen will slip this pass to Keller. Keller at the top taking the screen. Bounce pass left wing. Hazen will see this one wrap around pass now to Dahl. Dahl will skip it left and inside to Keller. Keller at the left wing, able to skip one more side to Dahl. Extra pass to Mossett. Three-pointer, short rebound, Nipstead. Nipstead, outlet pass, wants to run. Sees it to Liza Trembeth. Trembeth with 3 green jerseys around her, and Dahl will come back and tie her up. Give credit to Hazen. They immediately were there, and Dahl kind of gets in the face a little bit here of Liza Trembeth, saying, yeah, I see ya. As Hazen saw 3 green jerseys sprinting up the floor, got in front of Liza Trembeth, and there was no walk-in layup. Pop pass goes to Liza, nearly doubled out of the inbounds. Liza Trembeth, no look pass right-handed side to Starcevic. Starcevic gets walled off, back to Liza, but we get a 3 in the key, and this will be a turnover here on the Kindred Vikings. Kindred will make a substitution as Kate Odegaard, Collins McQuillan, and Emma Mathis will check into the game. As we see Ivy Trembeth alongside with Peterson and Starcevic checking out. They see this here with Keller. Keller with it in the backcourt, using up the dribble. Collins McQuillan tried to get it. Comes to Vandenwagen. Back to left-handed side, and this one gets deflected and off the hands of Collins as it goes out of bounds. It will remain Bison basketball. Kindred led briefly at 4-3 at the 5:14 mark here of the quarter. Since then, it's been 5 consecutive points rattled off by the Bison, as Hazen will see this with Vandenwagen to inbound. Vandenwagen left-handed side. This one will go to Dahl. Dahl, couple of dribbles up top. Here's a 3 by Mossett, right to the key, no. Rebound comes down on the interior to Odegaard. One and done as Nipstead will push up the floor. Nipstead back to Odegaard at the near side. Odegaard launches a college range 3 from the right wing, gets the shooter's roll. Kate Odegaard with the triple, her 7th of the season, and the Vikings are back within 1. They get near the steal, as this will be a foul here on Collins McQuillan, her 2nd after Lauren Dahl took a head of steam up the near side with 2:58 left to play here in the quarter. As we get a media timeout on the floor. We'll take a break with them. Under 3 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Hazen up by 1 when we return.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
What's going on today?
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassi Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems, or are you working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
Yeah, I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they will come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Winner of this game has a date with South Prairie Max tomorrow at 8:15. Loser plays Watford City at 2:45 after the Royals dismantled the Wolves 75-25. They only gave up 9 points in the second half as South Prairie Max led 36-16 after the first half of play, and they took the opening tip, got the opening points, never trailed against Watford City. Hazen with Dahl, leaves it left-handed side to Mossett. Skip pass gets tipped on the way, out of bounds, and it will remain Bison basketball. Well, the style of this game, able to say that maybe favors Hazen with how it is, but a Kindred as well can try to muck it up with the best of them at times. They just haven't been able to get anything going offensively, but defensively been very active, getting some steals. Dahl's at the right wing, reverse pivot as they work it around to the baseline. Jumper on the way, Mosset up short. Rebound comes down, and it's a tip. Eventually saving it is going to be Kate Odegaard, as Odegaard tried to deliver the basketball to a teammate with their left hand, but just ran out of room, and it will be Bison basketball. As Hazen will see this one at the left wing, bounce pass left and inside now to Keller. Keller will work with it back up top now to Dahl. Dahl to Keller here at the left wing. Keller with a couple of dribbles. We'll see this one here. Bounce pass to the left-handed side. That'll go to Jungers. Back up top now to Keller. Keller sees it. Nipstead walls her off. Back to left-handed side to Dahl. Dahl, a couple of dribbles at the high post baseline coming. Here's a shot on the way by Vandenwagen. Up and in. Macy gets her first field goal of the contest. The Bison have 4 players in the scoring column as they lead by 3. Liza Trembeth wants to tie. The rainbow three tickles a twine from the right wing. Liza's got 7 of the Vikings' 10, and we're knotted at 10 as the ball gets tipped out of bounds. So tied at 10 apiece, and we'll see if that one can kind of get the Kindred offense going here in this first quarter of play. Dahl taking the screen here, gets in the front court. Dahl will see this one right-handed side, nearly a turnover. Vandenwagen sees it with the hand of Jungers, now to Dahl. Dahl right-handed side, skips it to Keller. Keller with it back to Dahl. Liza Trembeth gets the steal. It's a 2-on-1 with Nipstead. Liza will make her way to the paint, off the window, and count it! Playing through some contact from the Region 1 Senior Athlete of the Year. Keller picks up the foul, her first, team second, and Kindred heads to the free throw line to shoot the and one as Isabel Smith, the 5'9" sophomore forward, will check in. Third year for the head coach, Patty Mosset, here for the Hazen Bison. Seeing her team battling against the Kindred Vikings right now. Liza Trembeth converts the three-point play. Kindred with their largest lead here early on in this contest at 3. In the backcourt, Hazen's got to be careful, nearly a turnover, and they get a foul instead, and we'll see bonus free throws upcoming here for the Hazen Bison. Foul assessed on Liza Trembeth, her first, team's 5th, and we'll head to the free throw line with Miss Dahl. Lauren has yet to score. She leads the Bison with 16 points per game as she heads to the stripe, where Hazen is 3 of 5 so far in the opening quarter. State A girls basketball here from the Jamestown Civic Center. Free throw attempt is off the mark by Dahl. Second free throw attempt on the way here for Hazen. Second free throw is also, that one is able to be up and in. So the Bison are back within 2 with under 90 seconds to play in the opening quarter. On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, go to dhb.bank. Nipstead with the pass, high post as they give this one now right wing to Odegaard. Odegaard going to drive, slips it on the back cut to Sierra, up and in for 2. Then Nipstead's on the board, give the assist to Odegaard. Full court pressure defense. This one goes right through the hands and it's a turnover. Liza gets the steal. Liza no look pass to Nipstead, right wing 3. That'll go long. Rebound going to make its way. Liza Trembeth saves it right to Odegaard. Odegaard sees 4 Hazen Bison around her, and we see a traveling violation here for Kindred. But the Vikings starting to play a little bit of the brand of basketball that Sam Brandt would like to see, causing some chaos as they get a turnover. Just can't capitalize as Keller will come into the game for Vandenwagen with under a minute to play here in the first quarter. Little slip, Dahl, Nipstead gets the steal. Nipstead bounce pass, Liza Trembeth from the left block with the left hand, up and in for 2. That's what we saw time and time again in the Region 1A tournament, as Smith saves it but then has a traveling violation for the Hazen Bison. 12 points here for Liza Trembeth, as now the Vikings have definitely punched it into high gear since it's been 10 apiece. It's a 7-1 run here for Kindred. Liza Trembeth calls out the offense. 7 seconds to shot clock to game clock differential here, as hedging on the screen was Jungers. Liza Trembeth goes behind the back as Trembeth zips this one to Mathis. Mathis driving, kick left pocket 3. Peterson short, right in the hands of Nipstead. Turnaround, put back up and in. Sierra now with 4 points here for Kindred. Vikings with their largest lead at 8. Full court press. Dahl will see this one crossing the timelines at 3-on-2. Dahl makes her a little Euro step, left-handed scoop shot, no. Rebound, Jungers, put back, gets the shooter's roll. Jungers now with 5. Nipstead has 5 seconds here in the quarter. Nipstead weaving her way inside the paint. Nipstead comes through and will get a traveling violation. Traveling violation here on the Kindred Vikings as Nipstead was trying to play through some contact with 1.3 left to play in the first quarter. Jungers will get the ball in, and that's how we'll end this first quarter of play. It's the Kindred Vikings 19, the Hazen Bison 13 as we make our way to the second.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
High school basketball today here on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller with you inside the Jamestown Civic Center. On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, it's a 19-13 lead for Kindred, led by the 12 of Liza Trembeth, who's 3 of 3 from the free throw line. You have 4 points for Nipstead and 3 for Odegaard. For the Hazen Bison, paced by the 5 of Ava Jungers on 3 of 5 shooting from the free throw line. 3 points for Emily Keller. You got 2 for Massa, 2 for Vandenwagen, and 1 point here for Lauren Dahl to make up the Bison 13 points. Turnovers been a story. We got them each team down for 7, but it's the Kindred Vikings on a little run right now, up by 6 to begin the second quarter. Playing immediately, they get the turnover. Good job on the way by Nipstead and Ivy Trembeth to turn it over with Vandenwagen here. She just shuffled her feet. Only good news from a Bison perspective is that turnover didn't lead to a leak-out layup the other side of the floor. Liza Trembeth will see this one here, top of the key. Now gives it to Nipstead. Nipstead up top of the free throw line. Driving kick left and inside to Peterson. Sierra taking the rump screen there from Peterson. Double team comes. Bounce pass inside to Odegaard and a reach and foul here on Hazen. Looking at double at particular times. The foul will be on Vandenwagen. She'll pick up her second, team's first, and got a substitution in the game for Dahl for the Miss Mosset. So Miranda will take a breather on the bench. Nipstead to inbound the basketball here for Kindred. First matchup in the 3-division system between these two programs. Liza Trembeth jumper, top of the key, no. Rebound comes down to Odegaard. Second chance here for Kindred. Going to skip it near side as this one, with Peterson able to corral it on the near sideline right in front of us on media row. Peterson sees this one up top and will get the ball to roll right into our crowd mic here courtside as Sierra Nipstead. As near officials say stay pat there for Sierra on the near side on the inbound, and they're able to do so here with Liza Trembeth. Liza leaves it left-handed side as they work with one now at the top. Back with it is Liza Trembeth. Trembeth, couple of hard dribbles. Able to spin from the right wing up and in. Saw the double team come, and Liza spun away from it to the baseline. She's got 14. Vikings lead by 8. Keller with the rock. Up and over on a pass. Vandenwagen, we get a timeout here for Patty Mosset before it was going to be a 10-second violation. We'll take a break as well. This one will be a media timeout on the floor with 6:58 left to play in the first half. Kindred up by 8.
Red River Valley winters are demanding. The expert heating and plumbing technicians at Bears Home Solutions will keep your home warm, dry, and comfortable all winter long. When winter's chill is in the air,
You need a bear in there.
check out bearshomesolutions.com.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
Coming up at the half, we'll recap what happened out in the WDA in the first day of the quarterfinal round of that tournament. The EDC girls basketball, 2 teams have been eliminated. 2 teams have punched their ticket to state. We'll get to that in the AA. So keep you apprised of what's going on in the B up in Mida, all still to come at the half. After the media timeout, Hazen's got 3 remaining here in this first half of play, as they will lose the basketball, coming away with a steal of Kate Odegaard. Then it's going to be a tie-up, and we'll see it go towards the Kindred Vikings. 2 10s are on the deck with Odegaard and Lauren Dahl. And right now, Kindred, this is exactly from what they've been able to do here in the region tournament, now adding that to the state tournament, causing havoc with this 1-3-1 zone, and we're back to business here as Nipstead will inbound it in the backcourt. Sierra, the maestro here at the point guard on this orchestra for the Kindred offense. Liza Trembeth up top as they work with it now to Ivy. Ivy Trembeth at the top of the key gives it now to Odegaard. Kate with a couple of drives, gets walled off at the short corner, looks for a teammate. Good defense there by Jungers, got her mitts on it, and it's a turnover here for the Bison as they will bring it in the front court with Smith. Left-handed side goes Dahl. Dahl at the left wing to the baseline to Vandenwagen. Up and over on a little lollipop pass to Dahl. Dahl with Nipstead walling her off. Now Dahl makes her way on the right wing on the dribble, gets by Liza Trembeth. Here skips it left-handed side. Mossett tees up a left wing 3, book it. Miranda Mossett with the 3, her 20th of the season. That's the second for Hazen in this first half. The Bison are back within 2 possessions. Nipstead will utilize it here at the top near sideline to Odegaard. Odegaard with the answer, 3-pointer off the iron. Rebound, and we'll see this on a bounce off of who, and it'll be off of Kindred. Keller to check in well for the Kindred Vikings. They'll make Mathis back into the contest, able to also see Collins McQuillan return. And with her with Starcevic, Nipstead, and Liza Trembeth still on the floor as this one splits the double. Vandenwagen left wing. Vandenwagen takes a couple of dribbles here as she works her way around the world right-handed side to Jungers. Back now to Dahl, a foul here on Collins McQuillan, her 3rd. Teams first of the quarter, but Collins now has 3, and Sam Brandt will make the substitution as Ivy Trembeth, after a quick little breather, pretty much like a little squirt of water, if you will, back into the game now for Kindred. For the Bison, they will see this one with Vandenwagen to inbound here for Hazen. As the Bison, Vandenwagen up top. We'll see this here at the right wing. Takes a couple of dribbles, makes a pass up top here for Hazen. Dahl with the runner, up and in. Lauren Dahl with her first field goal. She's got 3 in the Bison. On a little run right now. Scored the last 5 points, back within 1 possession. Nipstead to Liza Trembeth. She'll launch left wing 3-pointer short. Rebound is loose and eventually comes out to Hazen. Bison want to run. Vandenwagen at the right wing in transition. Able to get by Liza Trembeth, up and in for 2. Macy Vandenwagen took it right at Liza. She's got 4, and the Bison are back within 1. Time on the floor for Sam Brandt with 4:50 left to play in the opening half. It's Kindred 21, Hazen 20 on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Timeout brought to you in part by Chris Moe with Nodak Insurance Company, servicing Grand Forks, Nelson County regions at 701-757-1613 with Chris Moe at Nodak Insurance Company. Full court pressure defense here for the Bison as Nipstead will throw it in, and they're doubling Liza Trembeth immediately in the backcourt as Ivy comes out and relieves some pressure, gives it right back to Sierra. Sierra takes this one to the paint as it's going to be out of bounds off the hand of Jungers, and it ricochets off a Nipstead turnover for the Kindred Vikings. as Kindred now implores a full court pressure defense. Liza nearly got it to Jungers. Hazen will see this one left-handed side. Dahl with a couple of dribbles. Nipstead gets the pickpocket steal. She gets on the deck. Nipstead finds it to Liza. Liza Trembeth up the floor. Dahl sees this one out of bounds as she got her hands on the basketball. From a Kindred perspective, the last 2 times they made state, they won it. They hope to continue that as they won it in 2022 and 2019, beating Rugby in 19 in the Betty and defeating Grafton in the state title in 2022. Liza Trembeth to Nipstead here. There's a foul on Hazen. This will be on Dahl. We'll see who they officially call it on across. So it will be. Lauren Dahl picks up the foul, her first, team's second here of the quarter, as Kindred will inbound the basketball, as they will up top to Liza Trembeth. Liza takes the screen. They come out and switch. Liza comes through, lost it on the way up at the free throw line. Trembeth sees it now to Nipstead. Nipstead up top, guarded by Dahl. Nipstead crossing over on the ankle, makes her way through and a turnover as Van den Wagen comes away with it. Van den Wagen left wing. Van den Wagen off the paint. No. Rebound comes down to Ivy Trembeth. Mathis to Nipstead. Sierra will see this one to a trailing Liza. Trembeth. Couple of dribbles, uses up, pick and roll on the inside. Starsvik rips it through, and she lost it out of bounds. Last touch here by Mosset. Kindred with the substitution as we see Peterson returning alongside with Odegaard as Ivy, Trembeth, and Starsvik will take a breather with 3:48 left to play in this first half. As Hazen continues on this run, a 7-0 run since the 6:58 mark. Kindred's been held scoreless for the last 3 minutes. Jumper on the way, that'll change. Emma Mathis right on cue with the triple from the right of the key. And the Kindred Vikings take a 4-point advantage. Their second field goal of the quarter. Van den Wagen, left wing. They'll see it, jumper, block shot on the way. Good defense there by Kate Odegaard. The Vikings lose it in the backcourt out of bounds, and this one will be last touch by Kindred. But good three by Emma Mathis on the inbounds. Odegaard got the block shot the other side of the floor with 3:29 to play in the first half. Kindred leads by 4. But Dahl will see this one, shot fake, takes a couple of dribbles, probing inside, and Nipstead able to get her hand on the basketball. That'll be a jump ball that'll stay with Hazen. This game has definitely been the old adage in hoops where you talk about a game of runs, a little 4-0 run, matched by a 7-0 run, and back and forth. Ball goes Jungers, left wing, that'll go to Keller. Back up top to Dahl, able to reverse it right-hand side, Van den Wagen. Van den Wagen with a couple of dribbles here for Hazen. Makes her way to the high post, looks for a teammate to Keller. Keller zings it left-handed side. Here's a Mosset 3 from the left baseline. Can't get it to go. Rebound comes out to Liza Trembeth, and now it's a track meet. Trembeth up and over on the pass to Nipstead. Double team comes. Sierra rips it through, and we'll see a traveling violation on Kindred. Kindred faithful not happy about that call. They thought maybe there was a little body contact, but they'll call the traveling violation with immediate timeout on the floor. Will break as well. 2:59 left to play in the first half. Kindred up by 4. Hazen with the ball when we return.
New Solid Tech R floors deliver sustainable high performance from bottle to floor. They're PVC-free and made with natural stone and recycled single-use plastic for scratch-proof, flood-proof protection that stands up to all that your life demands. Because sustainability, beauty, and performance are at the heart of Solid Tech R floors.
Available at Carpet World, 17th Avenue South, online at carpetworldfargo.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Thank you so much for tuning into our broadcast here tonight. More high school basketball in Minnesota currently in action in boys section tournaments. We'll have girls section basketball championship game 6A, 8A, 8AA tomorrow. Check out our website, yourliveevent.com. Hit subscribe on our YouTube channel by searching Your Live Event. Like, share, everything and more. here on your live event. Here's a three-pointer by Keller. Deep three, right wing, no. Rebound is loose on the inside. Vandenwagen and Nipstead, a pair of threes get on the deck, and the arrow will make its way towards Kindred as Nipstead has a little wrap underneath her knee right now after a little cut. I tell you what, the one thing we've seen throughout the course of this particular game and games here, not sure what it is, but we've seen a bunch of nicks and scratches and cuts here with a lot of blood time. Almost feel like we're watching a wrestling match at times on the floor. Odegaard will see this one here. A little shake and bake dribble right wing and coming for the double team, but gave the ball back is Liza Trembeth, and then she will walk with the basketball. And Nipstead's going to have to get attended to again with that right knee as they will inbound this right in front as they see this on the way. Able to find it to Keller in the front court. There's going to be a foul. Foul assessed on Kindred as this one will go on number 10, Kate Odegaard, her second substitution in as Ivy Trembeth will check in, also with Starcevic here. While on the opposite side for the Hazen Bison, down by 4 with 2:22 to play here in the first half. We'll see this to Dahl. Dahl takes the screen as she does from Smith, who comes in. Isabel Smith, right-handed side. That'll go to Mossett. Mossett tiptoes the end line, finds it to Dahl, tees up a 16-footer. Yes. Good ball movement. You get the ball reversal, the attack on the flex, and then a bounce pass on the wing, and that good things happen when you move the ball in basketball. Liza Trembeth, right wing triple is up short. Rebound, long board will go out of bounds towards the Bison bench, and Hazen is back within 2 points. As they see this across the way. As we get a turnover here for Hazen. They're in double digits in that category as it stands right now. As the ball will work its way up top here for Kindred. Sierra Nipstead taking the screen. Nipstead right baseline. We'll see it up top to Trembeth. As Trembeth will handle the rock. Able to do so here. Back to the right-hand side. Bounce pass makes its way. As Trembeth will see this. Working with it. Back up top is Liza here. Liza stepped through inside the paint, up and in, got it to go. Liza Trembeth able to get to 2 points there. And it's now 16 points here for Liza. Double team comes for Kindred, and we get a foul with 74 seconds left to play here in this first half. As Ivy Trembeth with the foul, her second, team's third. As Van Wagen will check in, checking out will be Ava Jungers. With 74 seconds left to play here in the first half. It's 26-22 Kindred on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard as the Hazen Bison here with Lauren Dahl will work with it. They will give it up top. Right-hand side, Hazen will see this in another foul on Kindred. Will be their fourth. Much to the chagrin of Sam Brandt here in this squad so far. That's going to be their fourth. As Kindred able to get the ball back, as they do with Nipstead top of the key. As guarding man pressure defense again here for the Hazen Bison. As this one makes their way, turnover. Vandenwagen gets the steal. Vandenwagen looking to go coast to coast. Right-handed scoop off the iron. No, but there comes a late foul. And Vandenwagen will make her way to the free throw line to shoot two with 36.5 seconds left to play in this first half. As the foul will be assessed here on Kindred, their team's fifth. And all of a sudden you're going to see two free throws upcoming as Vandenwagen will head to the free throw line and Nipstead will have to get taped up yet again with that knee as we alluded to. So we get officials timeout on the floor. As Nipstead will get attended to momentarily with a quick wrap. Then she's back on the contest. Vandenwagen, free throw attempt up and in. She has 5. And the Kindred Vikings see that lead trimmed down now to 3. Second free throw attempt is up, and it's in and out, no good. Go on the other side of the floor here will be Kindred. They will handle it left-handed side. Trembeth gives it up top. Here's a Star-Civic triple. Top of the key three-pointer. Was it deflected? The answer is no, it was not, as it goes out of bounds, and it will be Hazen basketball. As getting everything situated here with our scoreboard that just might have got knocked out across the far side. So on the second quarter play here on YourLiveEvent.com, as this one makes its way left in its sign. Keller on the interior. There's another foul. Trembeth was going straight up as they go inside to Smith. They get a foul here assessed to Kindred. I'll go on Peterson, her second. So right now you got 3 on McQuillan, 2 on Peterson, 2 on Odegaard, and 2 on Trembeth. And more free throws here for the Bison. As Smith to the free throw line, sees this one, that'll go long. Free throw attempts number 2 on the way. Here for Smith is up and in. So Smith goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line. The Bison are back within 2. 13 seconds remaining in the first half. Nipstead front court, little nail pick here to Trembeth. Liza rips it through on the double, off the window, no. Rebound by Ivy, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Dahl with 2 seconds. Dahl to try to beat the horn. Can't do it. That's how we'll end this first half of play. It's the Kindred Vikings 26 with 7 points in the second quarter. The Hazen Bison 24 with 11 points in the second quarter as we make our way to the half on YourLiveEvent.com. It is the State 8 Girls Basketball Tournament.
Before the farming season moves forward, there's one important decision to make. Every year brings unknowns: weather, markets, yields. Multi-peril crop insurance helps protect the work you put in long before harvest. The MPCI crop insurance closing deadline is March 16th. At IRE Insurance, we've helped generations of farmers plan ahead with confidence. Let's make sure you're ready. Contact IRE Insurance for guidance you can trust.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility wants you to enjoy the events in the communities of our area. Here's to living the sweet life. American Crystal Sugar, Drayton.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
High school basketball here today on YourLiveEvent.com. It is a 26-24 advantage for the Kindred Vikings over the Hazen Bison here today from the Jamestown Civic Center. Taking a look at the first half numbers. Kindred shooting the ball well. They're 10 of 20. The problem is they have 13 turnovers right now for Sam Brandt and the Kindred Vikings. While for Hazen, they're 8 of 21 shooting from the floor, currently with 10 first half turnovers here for Hazen. 3 of 11 from the three-point line for the Vikings. They have gone 3 of 3 from the charity stripe. That's all Liza Trembeth in the first quarter. Kindred with rebounds of 12, 4 assists to 13 turnovers. Hazen 2 of 9 from the three-point line, 6 of 11 from the stripe. 7 rebounds for the Bison. They have 1 assist to 10 turnovers. here for Hazen. Individually, Liza Trembes, 16 points on 6 of 10 shooting. She also has 1 steal and 3 rebounds. 4 points for Sierra Nipstead on 2 of 4 shooting with 4 boards, has 2 steals. 3 points for Kate Odegaard, 4 rebounds, 3 points for Emma Mathis here in this first half of play. Hazen led by the 5 points of 4 players as they see 5 on the way for Mosset, 5 points for Macy Van Wagen. You see 5 points here for Dahl and 5 points for Ava Jungers, 3 for Emily Keller and 1 point here for Isabel Smith. Again, the Hazen Bison have 4 players with Mosset, Van Wagen alongside with Dahl and Jungers, all with 5 points in this first half of play. Hazen, 13 points in the first quarter, 11 in the second. Kindred, 19 points in the first quarter and 7 points in quarter number 2. At the half, it's the Kindred Vikings up by 2 points here as we take a break. When we come back after this, we'll get you ready for the second half, but also from there, recap what happened earlier today here from the State 8 Girls Basketball Tournament.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
The Hillsborough Vets Club thanks you for your support of their activities and events. Stop in and to check out their new menu. Enjoy the Vets Club appetizers every Wednesday from 5 till 7. And as I've said many times, they have the best roasted chicken around. Enjoy roasted chicken every Saturday from 5:30 till 7:30. Get there early, because sometimes it's gone early, because it is the best roasted chicken. Fries and coleslaw also available with this meal every Saturday. Dine in or take out. The Hillsborough Vets Club.
At the half here on YourLiveEvent.com, it's the Kindred Vikings 26, the Hazen Bison 24. Earlier today, Thompson down Rugby 39-36. Valley City 20 points better than Devils Lake 64-44. South Prairie Maxwell over Watford City 75-25. So here's what the matchups look like tomorrow. Rugby Devils Lake at 1 o'clock in the consolation semis. The loser of this game has Watford City at 2:45 in the second consolation semi. Thompson Valley City at 6:30 in the first semifinal championship portion of the bracket. And then South Prairie Max will go up against either Kindred or Hazen. Thompson, Valley City, and South Prairie Max, 3 straight years that those 3 teams have played in the semis. Thompson and Valley City will be a rematch of last year's state championship up in Minot. Winner will play the Royals again, the #1 overall seed, tomorrow at 8:15. At the half, the Vikings led by the 16 of Liza Trembeth, Hazen 5 of Mosset, 5 of Van den Wagen, 5 for Dahl, and 5 for Jungers. At the half, it is a 2-point lead for the Kindred Vikings. Second half action is next.
Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale, Thursday, March 19th at the ranch near Hitterdall, Minnesota. 60 of the region's highest quality Red Angus bulls, plus 12 elite hand-picked registered heifers. Request a catalog today. Same reliable program, new exciting genetics. March 19th, the Annual Bull Sale. Visit Facebook Jacobson Red Angus or call Gary Jacobson 701-361-3189. Jacobson Red Angus Annual Bull Sale. The sale will be live on TV auction. Thursday, March 19th, 1 p.m.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com. Order yours today.
And we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Imagine your life in Hillsborough, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsborough, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsborough has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsborough, where small-town living means big opportunities.
Chase Miller with you here inside the Jamestown Civic Center. Make sure you like, subscribe, you share everything you see on your live event. Thank you so much for everything, especially to our sponsors, to our listeners throughout the course of the year. And we're not done yet. We'll have audio-only coverage of the Region 1A Boys Tournament starting Monday at the Shack. Video coverage of the Boys 2A from Mayville State on Monday. And then audio-only coverage from the Region 1B Tournament in Valley City here in North Dakota next week. Minnesota Section Girls Basketball Championship games tomorrow night, 6A, 8A, 8AA, all here on your liveevent.com. This is the State A Girls Basketball Tournament, and you got a front row seat. Thank you so much for tuning in as we get you ready for the second half of play. The Hazen Bison here with Keller. We'll see this one as they do. They will give this one up top to Dahl. Dahl with a ball fake, able to skip it right-handed side to Mosset. Now on the interior turnover as Odegaard will come away with it. That's the turnover here for the Hazen Bison, their 11th. Sierra Nipstead will see this one up the floor for Kindred. As the Vikings with Nipstead, a pair of Trembests. You got left-handed side with it with Kate Odegaard, and alongside on the floor with Mathis. Ball goes on the interior by Collins. This is going to be stolen away as Van Wagen will see it up the floor. Right-handed side, Keller to the right baseline, up and in. Keller with a little transition field goal here, and the Hazen Bison have tied this one up at 26 apiece. Liza Trembeth, left-handed side for Kindred. Trembeth making her way to the short corner left wing. It will be out of bounds. It'll be last touch here by Hazen. These two teams kind of a similar game with Thompson and Rugby, where points were hard to come by in consecutive order. Kindred kind of won the end of the first quarter, and Hazen won the end of the second quarter. Ball will go right-handed side. Ivy Trembeth, right wing. Hazen really helping a lot on the double as well with Liza and Sierra Nipstead, almost over helping on those two a little bit, similar to what a Jake Bachman defense looked like in the region championship. Foul will be assessed on a drive on Macy Van Venenwagen, her third, team's first, and we'll see two free throws here on the drive for Liza Trembeth. Not so much to where Coach Bachman in that championship almost dared anybody outside of Liza Trembeth and Sierra Nipstead to shoot. We haven't seen that, but anytime those two have the ball or near the ball, they are over pressuring those two to get inside potential passing lanes or driving lanes. As Trembeth misses the free throw attempt, second one is up and in. She has a game high 17 points and is three, make that now 4 or 5 from the free throw line. Dahl with the basketball, taking a couple of dribbles up the floor. Nipstead and Ivy Trembeth trying to suffocate Dahl. They get the pass off to Smith, near side to Keller. Keller at the right wing with the pass, goes right into the hand of Nipstead. Nipstead will see this here in a 3-on-3. Nipstead will stop, pop right to the key, and this one goes off the iron. Rebound is loose. Coming up here will be Mathis, and there's a blocking foul underneath. Good job by Emma getting a second chance. Foul assessed here to the Hazen Bison to Mosset. That'll be her first and the team's second. On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, the Kindred Vikings lead it by 1. Nipstead looking to inbound. We'll see this, not Eliza. Trembeth at the right of the key. Trembeth now at the high post, double to Nipstead. Nipstead sees this one as he is able to weave her way to Mathis. Mathis, jumper from 7, gets it to go. Good ball movement, got the reversal. Mathis took a couple of dribbles, was open. Got herself a little bit closer to the 10 and finished for 2. Well, diamond in one action here for Kindred, and it's an over and back violation as they brought in the front court with Jungers, then returned it to the back court to Smith. And the Bison right now, 3 turnovers here in the opening 2 minutes of this second half of play. So allow Vikings to set up offensively right in front of their own bench here for Sierra Nipstead, as that knee is wrapped up good on the right-handed side after a couple of cuts in that first half. Liza Trembeth using up the dribble, zings it right-handed side to Odegaard. Odegaard at the high post now uses up her dribble to Mathis. Mathis on the weave to Nipstead. Nipstead with the runner inside the paint. Oh, that was pretty. Sierra Nipstead now has 6 as she used the Tim Wakefield knuckler to finish it for 2. It's on the deck as Liza Trembeth is looking for the 2-point reversal. It comes down to Nipstead and a timeout for Sam Brandt. 5:40 left to play here in the third period. It's the Kindred Vikings up by 5.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
United Valley Bank's initials are UVB, and that B is a verb that helps people just like you succeed. UVB amazing, with the support of our powerful financial tools, friendly bankers, and local decision makers. UVB adventurous. UVB the best version of you.
It's all about you. United Valley Bank, our roots make us stronger.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
5:40 left to play here in the third quarter. As we said, it's been a game of runs. A little 5-0, 7-0 run, then boom, it's a 5-0, 6-0 run on the opposite side of the floor for the other team, and neither has been able to jump out and hide in this game. Kindred was up 21-13 at one point. Hazen was up 8-4 back in the first quarter, and right now, after it being tied at 26 apiece, a little 5-0 run for the Vikings. Mathis gets it in now, hands it off to Nipstead here. Dahl on the guard of Sierra. Lauren Dahl's just a menace for the junior guard. Left-handed side as they see it to Odegaard, and Dahl was a little bit too big for her britches on that one as Dahl will pick up the foul. That will be her second, team's third. Good shot fake on the way for Odegaard that Dahl bid on. And as we'll see Macy Vandenwagen to check into the game here for Keller. The 4th seed against the 5 seed, and what you would expect in a 4-5 matchup, tight. Odegaard hands it off to Nipstead. Sierra crossing over. Here comes the double. Nipstead probing. Turnaround jumper is short. Rebound is going to be out of bounds. Last touch by Vandenwagen. She came down with it, but then went right to the baseline here and turned it over. So the Vikings will see this one back with the rock, trying to see if they can make it a 3-possession game here with Sierra Nipstead. Nipstead with the pass to Liza Trembeth. Trembeth up top will utilize the dribble right wing as they see this one now to Sierra Nipstead. A little nail pick action. Double team comes, leaves it to Mathis. Mathis will give it back up top through the hands of Nipstead to Liza. Back to Sierra. Left wing rainbow triple off the front of the rim. No. Rebound is loose. It's on the deck, and eventually they'll see this one here in a foul. Mathis with the foul, her first after Vandenwagen was able to come up with that one. As Mathis picks up the foul, her first, with under 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Vikings lead by 5. Full court pressure defense. Hazen will see this one through as they do with Dahl. Dahl in the front court. Takes a couple of dribbles to the top as it goes to Keller. Left wing to Dahl. Dahl buries a 3. Dahl with the 3-pointer. That's the third of the contest for Hazen. She's got 8 points in the game. Bison back within 2. Nipstead, right-handed side to Odegaard. Odegaard at the right wing. Odegaard uses up the dribble now to Mathis. Mathis looks for a teammate here on the back cut. Nothing there. Right-handed side to Odegaard. Odegaard zips his pass interior to Ivy Trembeth. Good hedge defensively by Hazen. The Bison want to run. Dahl at the right wing. Dahl dribble pullback three for the lead short. Rebound off the front iron as Dahl and Trembeth hit the deck. It goes up the floor down to Nipstead. Nipstead leads a 2-on-1 off the window, and this will be a blocking foul. Nipstead with the blocking foul, and count it. Sierra has 8. Chance to make it 9 at the line as Ava Jungers picks up the blocking foul, her first and the team's fourth, with 4:04 left to play here in the third quarter. Nipstead went through some contact and threw it up, got the little smooch off the window, and Sierra trying to get 9 at the line, and she does. Nipstead hits the free throw. Kindred 2 of 3 in the half from the stripe, 5 of 6 in the game. Dahl takes the screen up top right-handed side. Van den Wagen slips it on the interior to Smith. Double team comes. It goes right in the hands of Dahl. Dahl with the runner inside the paint. She is fouled. Lauren will head to the line to shoot 2 here for Hazen. As we'll see, the foul assessed to Kindred, their first. Make that second of the second half. You'll see this against Starcevic. Mikaya's first. Free throw attempt is up and good for Lauren Dahl. 7 of 12 now for Hazen from the free throw line. Free throw attempt number 2 is up and in. She's got 10, and we get a substitution in the game here for Keller, as Keller will sub in now. Coming out of the game will be Jungers. Bison back within 3. Full court pressure defense, just a man press, but they'll look to jump and double when they can, particularly when Liza and Sierra have the basketball. Collins McQuillan, little handoff here to Liza. Deep two-pointer up and good. Liza Trembeth now with 19 of Kindred's 36 tonight, as the Vikings lead by 2 possessions. Hazen with Dahl in the front court. Dahl will see this one on the pass up and over as it'll go to Keller. Keller with it to the right wing. Couple of dribbles, able to skip left-handed side. Dahl tees up another three-pointer. It's short, able to save it, though. It's going to be Mosset right to the hands of a Bison teammate with 13 seconds on the shot clock and never drew iron. Hazen leave it up top to Smith. Smith reverse it to Dahl. Dahl one hard dribble to the paint, left-handed scoop, and she gets fouled. Starcevic will commit the foul, her second team start of the quarter, and more free throws coming here for Hazen. Dahl with 10 points on the evening. A chance to add to it here as we'll see Odegaard check it in on the next step ball. Free throw attempt is in. Lauren Dahl with 11. Kindred with the substitution with Kate Odegaard here as Starcevic will check out. The Bison trying to make this a one-possession game here in the third quarter. As Dahl hits both free throws. 4 of 4 in the quarter for Dahl. She's 5 of 6 from the free throw line and has 12 points to lead the floor. Her season average is 16. Sierra Nipstead crossing the timeline now for Kindred. Bison faithful chanting defense. Nipstead drive kick. Here's a baseline 3 by Peterson off the back of the rim. Rebound comes out, and they want to push here with Mosset. Mosset then goes right through the legs of Trembeth inadvertently. It's on the deck and a jump ball as Mosset lost it and went through the legs of Trembeth, but right to Nipstead and alongside with Dahl, and we get a media timeout on the floor after all of that. 2:39 left to play in the third quarter on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Kindred up by 3.
Are Peterson Farm seed reps real-life seed heroes? Well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed. We're that kind of seed company.
Hungry and on the road, Petro Stopping Center in Fargo has got your back with an impressive lineup of goodies including Popeye's Chicken, Charlie's Cheesesteaks, Cinnabon, Papa John's, and a mouth-watering full-sized restaurant, the Dolly Down Grill. You'll be spoiled for choice. Whether you're a quick pit stopper or looking to settle in for a while, Petro Stopping Center's Fargo location has got you covered 24/7 every day of the week. Cruise on over to their spot just off 45th Street and I-94 and indulge in a feast fit for the road warrior in you.
On the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. It's the Kindred Vikings 36, the Hazen Bison 33 here this evening from the Jamestown Civic Center. Chase Miller with you here tonight in the Buffalo City. Vikings led by 6 after one quarter, up by 2 at the half, and currently have a 3-point advantage here late in the third. Liza Trembeth with the basketball right-handed side, and look out up on the far side as I thought Dahl might have steeplechased the scores table across the way for a second. She had a head of steam, but instead able to pull the brakes out, and Kindred will see this one here with McQuillan on the inbounds. Liza Trembeth. Couple of dribbles here at the left of the key. Liza slips this one to Collins. McQuillan now to Nipstead. Nipstead with the floater inside the paint. Pure. Sierra Nipstead, 8 points in the quarter. She's got 12 on the night. Full court press. Liza Trembeth gets the steal to the aforementioned Nipstead. Nipstead spins inside from the right block, and she gets fouled. Sierra Nipstead's trying to heat up here in the third, and the Vikings lead it by 5. Foul assist on Lauren Dahl, her third. So for Coach Massa, you got 3 on Vandenwagen and 3 on Dahl. Now for the Hazen Bison, team's 5th, and Nipstead to the stripe. Sierra hits the first. Nipstead, 12 points in the contest and make it 13. And the Vikings lead it by 7. Largest lead of the game at one point was 8. Kindred up by 3 possessions as Dahl weaves her way into the front court. Able to do so left-handed side. That'll go in the hands of Jungers. Back to the left wing. Couple of dribbles up and over on the pass. It's now Keller. Keller right-handed side with the skip to the left wing as it goes to Jungers. Jungers rips it through, throws it up off the iron. No. Ball is loose. The Bison will come away with it. Here's a 3 by Keller, right wing short. Good board underneath by Peterson, but she is tied up with as Jungers came in out of nowhere. Able to double and even off a miss. The Bison throwing up some full court press here. As the Bison will inbound it with the aforementioned Jungers. Jungers will see this one right-handed side on the inbounds to Dahl. Now to Vandenwagen. Vandenwagen will see this bounce past Dahl. Kindred stays out in this 1-3-1 as they've done exclusively here this evening. Up top, couple of dribbles. Vandenwagen slips inside the paint off the front of the iron. No rebound. Put back off the window. Good for 2 for Isabel Smith. She's got 3. The Bison are back within 5. Liza Trembeth will drive, make her way off the window. No. Look at Odegaard come in, though, for the putback, and it's a block shot underneath. And then Keller able to save it to a teammate here as the Bison will work with it now to Keller in the front court. Nipstead gets the steal. Nipstead was an easy Thursday night stroll down Broadway here in Jamestown. Nipstead now with 15 points. Turnover for the Bison. We got him down for 15 in the game. Hazen with Dahl in the front court under 60 seconds play in the third. Bounce pass. They see this one right-handed side to Keller. Keller zips it through off the window. Good for 2. Lane opened up and Keller took all of it. And we got a little offensive rhythm. Liza Trembeth up the floor. Easy layup for Peterson with the left hand. No one found Peterson in the transition. Liza with an easy assist. Peterson with the field goal. Hazen will see this one down to Dahl. About a half second to shot clock to game clock separation here to end the third. Dahl will take the screen, right-handed side. They see this one now to Vandenwagen, and Vandenwagen lost it, and she might have just rolled an ankle. It'll be the turnover. She looks to be okay. As Smith will check out, coming in is Mossett. And the Vikings trying to see if they can take a 9 or possibly a 10-point lead here going into the fourth quarter. Liza Trembeth with 14 seconds to set up the offense here. Liza rips it through to McQuillan. McQuillan right-handed side now to Peterson. Back up top as they give it to Nipstead. Deep three-pointer is up off the front of the rim. Long rebound will go out of bounds with 1.9 to play here in the third quarter. Hazen will have 1.9 to go the length of the floor. See what Jungers is able to do as she'll inbound it right in front of the Kindred bench. Almost on the baseline here. Gives it in. Three-quarter scored heave is going to go short by Keller, and that's how we end the third quarter. It's the Kindred Vikings 44, the Hazen Bison 33 as we head to the fourth.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
Before the farming season moves forward, there's one important decision to make. Every year brings unknowns: weather, markets, yields. Multi-peril crop insurance helps protect the work you put in long before harvest. The MPCI crop insurance closing deadline is March 16th. At IRE Insurance, we've helped generations of farmers plan ahead with confidence. Let's make sure you're ready. Contact IRE Insurance for guidance you can trust.
As we head to the fourth quarter here on YourLiveEvent.com, the Kindred Vikings lead it by 7. They're led by the 19 of Liza Trembeth, and you have 15 points for Sierra Nipstead. Hazen led by the 12 points of Lauren Dole and the 7 from Emily Keller here as we make our way to quarter number 4. 18 points in the quarter for Kindred, 13 here for the Hazen Bison in the third. Vikings without a field goal, out a three-pointer in the second half, while Hazen has hit one. That was a Lauren Dole 3. Both teams with 3 threes here in this contest. As they give it to Nipstead here in the backcourt to open up this second stanza of the second half. Kindred in their home whites. Ivy Trembeth, right wing 3. No rebound though for Odegaard. Odegaard from the right block, and we get a jump ball on the arrow. This time will favor the Hazen Bison. Kindred in their home whites, Kindred across the front in blue, outlined in black, while Hazen in their road green, the white numerals and lettering of Bison across the front. They see this. Dahl, right-handed side, takes a couple of dribbles. Dahl mustering her way to the right block, tries to throw it off of Liza Trembeth, now gives it to Keller. Keller with the skip, left of the key. Here's a 3, is up and in. Jungers with the triple. She's got 8. Bison are back within 2 possessions. Nipstead takes the screen. Here comes the hedge. Nipstead uses up the dribble. Right-handed side to Collins. McQuillan finds it now to Ivy Trembeth. Back to Collins as McQuillan to the baseline to Liza. Liza sees this. Couple of dribbles now. 15 on the shot clock. Trembeth jumper short. Rebound though to Ivy. And Ivy lost it after a hand defensively. And Dahl will come away with a steal. Dahl outlet up the floor as they go now to Jungers. Jungers recollects herself. Throws it up and got it to go. Jungers with 5 points here in the quarter. It's a 5-0 run here for Ava. And the Bison are back within 2. As we said, this game has been a game of runs so far for both of these clubs. The Bison faithful getting on their feet, empowering their defense, while Kindred's looking for a field goal. Ivy Trembeth back up top to Liza. Liza with a little cradle rock to the high post. Trembeth skips it. Left-handed side, Odegaard, jumper off the iron, no. Rebound, Ivy Trembeth, put back, no. Ivy gets another crack at it. She lost it, it's on the deck, and eventually we get another tie-up, and the arrow favors the Kindred Vikings. Substitution into the game. As for the Hazen Bison, Van den Wagen will check in. Mathis alongside with Peterson, Liza Trembeth, Nipstead, and Collins McQuillan into the game now for Kindred. 6:21 to play in this fourth quarter. Ball goes left inside. Mathis, three-pointer, no. Rebound, and we get another jump, and the arrow will go towards Hazen. Nipstead was tied up with it with Macy Van den Wagen for the Hazen Bison right now. Don't look now, a chance to tie or take the lead. Kindred looking to lock in defensively, full court press. Look to trap out of it. Dahl with a couple of dribbles. Up and over on the pass to Keller. Keller with it left-handed side. We'll see it. Tomasic got it to go. They broke the press. They finished with, they made field goal. A timeout for Sam Brandt. It's a 7-0 run to open up the quarter for the Hazen Bison. We're knotted at 44 apiece on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side. Corner 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime. Serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond, we are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsborough, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
44 up in the fourth quarter here on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard. 6:06 left to play in Jamestown in our final state quarterfinal round matchup of the night. It's the 4-5 matchup, and what would you expect anything less than a tight ball game with the winner to play the number 1 seed in South Prairie Max tomorrow night in the semis. Nipstead will see this one up the floor as the Hazen faithful chanting defense. Man pressure, right-handed side now to Liza. Trembet takes the little rub scream here, gives it on the interior, but threw it just a hair late. As coming up with it is Smith. Liza trying to get the steal, but instead commits the foul on Dahl. Foul will be assessed here to Liza, her second, team's first of the fourth quarter here for the Kindred Vikings. 7-0 run again for Hazen. They only give up 35 points per game. The most points that they've given up this year is 53 against the Rugby Panthers. That was in a loss at 53-43 back on February the 19th. Right-handed side, ball gets skipped to the left wing. Here goes Mossett to left-hand side, Dahl, bucket! Lauren Dahl with 15 from the left wing and make that a 10-0 run here for Hazen. Nipstead left-handed side, reverse pivots to the free throw line, now to Odegaard. Odegaard will see it here, 23 seconds in the shot clock. Up top, jumper, three-pointer, Mathis, no. Rebound is loose, eventually Odegaard had it for a second, then lost it as Hazen goes up the floor quickly to Mossett. Mossett trying to chase it down, does, zips it to Smith, missing the layup, rebound to Liza Trembeth. Trembeth looking up the floor as Trembeth crossing over right to left to the paint, off the window with the left hand, got it. Liza Trembeth with 21, and Kindred's back within 1. More importantly for the Vikings, they're on the board for the first time in this fourth quarter and stops the run. Lauren Dahl will see this front court as Dahl takes a couple of dribbles, left-handed side out of Van Wagen. Left wing now to Dahl. Dahl with the skip near side as they see it with Keller. She'll tee up a three, short rebound underneath, and eventually coming away with it is Odegaard. Odegaard with it, outlets to McQuillan. McQuillan able to get in the front court. Kindred looking for the lead with the made field goal. Mathis on the baseline, they come out and hedge. Mathis reverse it, now to McQuillan. Collins tiptoes the end line, and she's was out of bounds, but it was out of bounds off the deflection of a Bison hand as Ben and Wagen will check out of the game as Jungers will come in here for the Hazen Bison. 4:17 to play here in the fourth quarter as Nipstead will inbound the basketball. Tries to get it in before a 5 count. This will be a 5 count, and it's a turnover here for the Kindred Vikings. Does allow Kindred to set up defensively as the Vikings will make a substitution as Peterson will check in now for Kindred. Hazen will see it with Keller. Quickly now to Mossett. Back to Keller here. Keller with the pass up the floor to Dahl. Dahl at the near sideline between the circles. Left-handed side Mossett. Mossett left baseline three. Halfway down. Rebound is out. Last touch off of Trembeth. After Keller got there defensive or offensively, Liza was able to get to the basketball, just couldn't hold on to it as Hazen will have a fresh 35 on the shot clock. They will inbound it as they do. Dahl to the baseline. Jungers will give it back to Dahl here. Dahl at the right wing. Takes a couple of dribbles with the pass now. It goes left and inside to Keller to the baseline. Mossett. Mossett left wing. Free throw line extended back up top. Hazen will utilize it to Dahl. Here comes a double. Bounce pass Keller. Keller bounce pass Jungers. Jungers with the rip through up and in. Ava Jungers spun from the baseline inside the paint. She's got 12. Hazen leads it by 3. Nipstead up the floor will take the screen. They'll leave it left and inside. Odegaard to tie. In and out. Rebound tipped right to Liza. Liza inside the paint. Here comes a triple team, and there's a foul. Immediately once Liza got it, there's 3 green jerseys around her as Isabel Smith will pick up the foul, her first, team's first. The Vikings with 1 timeout remaining, while Hazen, they have 3. Peterson will see this one up top now to Trembeth. Trembeth will handle the basketball. Trembeth at the free throw line, spins with the left hand, no. Rebound is loose, and eventually Smith will come away with it. Smith will see this in the front court now for Hazen, finds it to Mosset. Mosset at the left wing, back up top to Dahl. Dahl will handle it, Nipstead on the guard. Nipstead trying to get the steal. Dahl here will leave it now to Keller. Back to baseline Mosset, short corner Jungers. Jungers at the left block, throws it up off the front iron, no. It's loose, eventually last touch here off a Hazen hand. 2:53 to play in the fourth quarter. Bison 49, Kindred 46. Hazen with a full court pressure defense, but we have a media timeout on the floor. We'll break as well. The Bison have erupted here in this fourth quarter for 12 points compared to 2 by Kindred. That's the difference in this one. Vikings with the ball when we return.
What's going on today?
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassi Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems, or are you working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
Yeah, I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they will come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Farming today doesn't always feel the same way it used to. Then again, some of it feels all the same. Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
Hazen trying to make it 2 teams from the West and 2 teams from the East in the semis. If Kindred can win this one, we'd have 3 from the East and 1 from the West, with being South Prairie Max. This one gets tipped almost right in front of us. Nipstead will see this in the front court now for the Vikings. Nipstead inside the paint, jumper short, rebound though. Sierra comes away with it, and a foul on Hazen. Let's see what the foul is assessed on. It'll be on number 2. That's Mosset, her second. Team's second. For Kindred, they'll inbound the basketball, as we'll see Hazen with Vandenwagen coming back into the game for the aforementioned Mosset. Nipstead to inbound, base out of bounds right. Nipstead sees it, Liza Trembeth right wing to tie, jumper is up and in! Nothing but twine for the senior forward, Liza Trembeth now at 24. Tied at 49 apiece, turnover, Peterson to Liza, and we get a traveling violation. After Peterson had it, she just hopped with it a skosh, and that'll be a turnover here for both clubs. Otherwise, that was an easy walk-in layup for Liza Trembeth. But the Kindred Vikings hit the 3 by Liza on the previous possession to tie this one up at 49 apiece. Doesn't have to be pretty in March. Just find a way to win and survive, as the Thompson Tommies did with the Rugby Panthers in a similar style of game earlier today. Dahl gets doubled, uses up the dribble. Now to Keller, it goes to Jungers. Jungers will see this one here. Back to Keller. Keller with it. Nipstead walls her off as Keller gives it to the high post. Little high-low game to Jungers. She lost it. It's out of bounds on the baseline after the high-low attempt by Vandenwagen, and a turnover here for Hazen. I want a little push on Trembeth. Nothing was granted. Hazen with the full court pressure defense. 5 points in the quarter from Kindred, and that's with Liza Trembeth. This one gets it up to Sierra Nipstead. Nipstead being guarded by Vandenwagen here in the front court. Nipstead goes behind the back to the free throw line, driving kick. Here's a Peterson left pocket 3, off the iron, rebound is loose, and eventually coming up with it will be a tie-up, and the arrow stays with the Kindred Vikings. Getting on the floor was Kate Odegaard with that one, as Odegaard able to save the possession here for Kindred, as Nipstead calls out the offense on the baseline with under 2 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. We're tied at 49. Nipstead sees this one, now to McQuillan. McQuillan with a couple of dribbles to Peterson. Back to Liza, top of the key, college range 3. Yes! Liza Trembeth with a stone-cold dagger 3 on a March evening here in Jamestown. 27 for Liza. Right-handed side goes Vandenwagen. Vandenwagen off the window, up and in for 2. And Macy's got 7. The Bison are back within 1. 95 seconds to play in the fourth. Liza Trembeth will see this one. Drive kick. Peterson, right wing 3. That goes long. It's loose. Eventually, one here to Odegaard. Back to Nipstead. Doesn't draw iron, though, as it was a long miss. Nipstead back to Liza here. Shot clock to 18 seconds. Liza Trembeth, left-handed side, goes behind the back, taking the screen. Trembeth with the basketball here, makes the pass to Nipstead. Nipstead baseline jumper, yes. Sierra Nipstead, her first field goal of the quarter. She's got 17. Vikings up by 3. Quickly, Hazen pushing the floor, and a timeout on the floor. The Kindred faithful on their feet. 1:02 left to play in the fourth. Vikings up by 3.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
High school basketball here today on YourLiveEvent.com. Timeout brought to you in part by Chris Moe Nodak Insurance Company, servicing both the Grand Forks and Nelson County region at 701-757-1613. That's 757-1613. Timeout here for the Hazen Bison. They'll have 2 remaining. Kindred has 1. Vikings with 1 foul, while Hazen has 2. The next jump ball favors Hazen. Bison with the basketball in the front court. As they see this left-handed side to Mossett. Mossett back to Dahl. Dahl gives this one to Keller. Liza Trembeth trying to get the steal. Keller will see it right in front of us. Now back up top as they give it to Smith. To Dahl at the left wing. Dahl after the key will skip it back to Keller. They reverse to the baseline. Trembeth with the steal. Up the floor to Nipstead. Nipstead trying to get by Dahl. They'll spin, shoot, up and in. Nipstead has another 2 points. 19 points off turnovers here for the Vikings. And a timeout again here for Patty Mossett. What a good hedge and a steal, and quickly for Eliza up the floor to Sierra. Sierra was waiting to see what Lauren Dahl did, able to compose herself, spin from the left block, and put it up and in for 2. As Trembeth and Nipstead here in this fourth quarter have combined for all 12 points here for the Kindred Vikings. It's 56-51 with 28.8 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. As Hazen calls a timeout, they have 1 remaining. This is the most points that Hazen has given up all season. They're 22-2 on the year. Kindred at 19-5. They average 67 points per game. Right now, it might not take 60. Hazen needs a field goal. Doesn't need to be a 3, but they need something. Nipstead says, how about this? Let's get a steal. Trembeth goes to the other side of the floor. Liza to the paint, left-handed scoop off the iron. No. Rebound's going to be 1 to Hazen. Vandenwagen's got a boogie. 15 seconds left to go. Right-handed side goes to Keller. Back up top to Smith. Able to reverse it. Here's a Mossett left wing. 3! Got it! Clock will continue to go as they give it to Nipstead. Nipstead will see this one now to Trembeth. Hazen has to foul. Trembeth will see it to Nipstead. Nipstead will bring in the front court. Time's going to wind out, and the Kindred Vikings have punched their ticket to the state semifinal with a 56-54 barn burner here inside the Civic. They hit a 3. Hazen didn't call a timeout. They had 1 remaining to try to stop the clock, and then Hazen as well didn't foul, so they were able to inbound it quickly for Kindred to Trembeth to Nipstead, and it's all about surviving and advancing in this one. And your final on the Dakota Heritage Bank scoreboard, Kindred with the win, 56-54. We'll take a break, and we come back. Post-game show, we'll hear from the victorious Vikings. That and more tonight here in Jamestown.
Red River Valley winters are demanding. The expert heating and plumbing technicians at Bears Home Solutions will keep your home warm, dry, and comfortable all winter long. When winter's chill is in the air,
You need a bear in there.
check out bearshomesolutions.com.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
Coming back here on the post-game show, your final, as we said, survive and advance, and that's exactly what the Vikings able to do, pick up their 20th win of the season. Join us here, the sophomore Sierra Nipstead with 19 points. Sierra, take us through the last minute and a half of this ball game. It's back and forth, tie game, Hazen with the lead, you with the lead. Just take us through what do you think allowed this team to gut a victory out and persevere to the semifinals.
Yeah, Liza hit two big threes, and that gave us momentum, and then we all trusted each other to have the ball, and we stuck it out, and we played really good defense.
Let's talk about the steal that Liza had up the floor to yourself. You have Dahl on your hip. What's kind of going through your mind, knowing that Dahl's going to try to make a play defensively? What's going through your mind to try to kind of put this game out of reach a little bit?
I felt her on my back, so I spun around, and luckily it went in.
What does this particular win mean this season for this club to get to the state semifinals, able to make your way through a magical region tournament and one step closer to that championship here, Sierra?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. We've never been in the state tournament before, so to get a win in the state tournament, it feels pretty good.
What's the one thing you kind of learned from this game at a state tournament where it wasn't pretty at times for both teams, but you found a way for 32 minutes here? What's one thing you hope to take into South Prairie Max here tomorrow night?
Just the environment. We can't let other people get to our heads. We just have to trust our body or our instincts, and yeah, hopefully we'll win the game tomorrow.
Hey, Sierra, congratulations. Best of luck 24 hours from now.
Thank you.
Sierra Nipstead with us here on the post-game show as the Kindred Vikings, again, the old survive and advance here in this one, as they're able to find themselves for an opportunity here in this contest to win this game 56-54, as we'll hear from the head coach and Sam Brandt as well, as just find a way, so to speak, in March, as Sam Brandt will join us, as we'll let Sam kind of take a look at the numbers first, as Liza Trembeth with 27 points, Sierra Nipstead with 19 points in this game. The Vikings go 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Hazen Bison, they had 3 players in double digits. Lauren Dahl with 15 to 12 for Ava Chungers, and Mosset had 10 in this contest. Sam, when you take a look at the stats, I don't know if any particular situation is going to stand out more than the others outside of grit. And I know you've talked about grit in your program for a very long time, gritty players making plays, and at the very end, finding a way to get a steal with Trembeth up the floor to Nipstead, causing some havoc. What just kind of is going through your mind in that last 60 seconds of this game, Sam?
Chase, this print's too small. I don't think I can read it. At halftime, I asked them to handle the physicality. They wanted to be bailed out. They wanted it to be easy. And they stepped up in such big ways, and it was defensively. We were struggling a little bit offensively. Defensively is what put them back in this game. And for them to be able to get it done, and get it done with some big freshman minutes tonight, it just makes it even more special.
You know, Kate Odegaard, it seemed like she was everywhere, right? She was getting offensive boards, being a pest defensively. Just kind of what you see from Kate here in this one, just finding ways to get second chance opportunities, and more importantly, finding ways just to maybe get deflections, loose balls, and all the above. It seemed like she was on every other loose ball, jump ball here tonight on the floor for Kate Odegaard.
Yeah, hustle's her middle name. On top of that, she's our best talker. She brings the most energy, and she gets to be in the paint and gets to see everything. And for her to step up like that and be able to look at me and say, I got it, I'm good, this is my break, I can handle it. It was huge maturity out of her when really she hasn't had any varsity minutes until this year. So for her to do that, it was excellent. And for her to tell me she's got me, it makes it even better.
Liza Trembeth hits a couple stone-cold threes here in the fourth quarter. When you can see a Region Senior Athlete of the Year, not sure how many more superlatives or adjectives you can say about her, but when you need a play to be made, the senior came in big offensively and defensively here in the fourth, Sam.
She did, 100%, and that shot is pretty, is it not?
It was.
It is. For her to be able to be clutch, and she shoots everything with confidence, and she shoots it knowing it's going in. But on top of it, their teammates doing everything they needed to do to be able to put the ball in the right hands, and be able to give us second chance opportunities. All of that works together.
Final thing, you're able to get up. They hit a three-pointer. No timeout is called. They had one left with 10 seconds. The ball got in quickly. What's kind of going through your mind when they're not fouling? There's no timeout. You see Trembeth to Sierra walk the ball up the floor. What's kind of going through your mind at that position as a coach?
Excellent time management. I didn't even need to say anything, whether they could hear me or not. I could see Sierra talking. I could see Sierra telling Liza, let that ball bounce maybe 1 or 2 times before she picks it up. We knew what the situation was, and we knew that we could handle it. And for us to be able to do that on the fly in that big moment, it tells you that they were ready for this tournament this week.
Hey, Sam, congratulations on the win, survive, and advance. That's all that matters. We'll see you tomorrow in the semifinals.
Thanks, Chase.
Sam Brandt, the head coach for the Kindred Vikings, joined us here on YourLiveEvent.com as they're able to pick up the victory in this one, 56-54 in this contest. And we will continue with more after this here as they pick up the win, 56-54 again here for the Kindred Vikings. We're back with our Enbridge Player of the Game. That and more is still to come here today in Jamestown.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
As we come back here on our post-game show, some of the particulars in this contest. Our player of the game brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities when they needed it. A couple of big-time plays by Liza Trembeth, both defensively and offensively in this one. 27 points, hit a 3 tie, took a 3 to take the lead as she finishes on 10 of 18 shooting from the floor. 27 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, played all 32 minutes. She is our player of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. To our Agassiz Precision Egg play of the contest, the steal by Trembeth up the floor to Nipstead to finish with the layup. Quickly, they go the other side of the floor. Mossett hits a 3, but no timeouts. And we talked to both Sierra and Sam about the last 10 seconds that Hazen didn't call a timeout. They didn't foul. They got the ball up the floor and quickly kind of played keep away. That was the play of the contest here late in the fourth quarter as the Kindred Vikings found a way here in this one. That is brought to you in part by Agassiz, your local precision planting dealer at Agassiz Precision Egg in Hillsboro. Call 701-636-2119 or visit planter.com. Our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection, throwing a Nipstead, throwing a Kate Odegaard, and he found a way to win here in this one. Kate Odegaard with 3 points, however, 5 rebounds, an assist, and 3 steals here for Kate Odegaard and a handful of jump balls. Sierra Nipstead shoots 50% from the floor, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 7 steals for Sierra. Plays all 32 minutes. Those 2 players are our connection of the game, brought to you in part by Halstead Telephone Company, proudly providing internet throughout the Red River Valley, phone, cable, TV service, and more at Halstead Telephone. Go to halsteadtel.com. Final numbers look like this. Kindred with the win as they shoot 43% from the floor. They go 5 of 23 from beyond the arc, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 25 rebounds, 9 assists, 19 turnovers. Hazen shot 46% from the floor, 6 of 17 from 3. They would have 19 rebounds, 8 assists to 22 turnovers, 10 of 15 from the free throw line here for the Bison. Liza Trembeth again, 27 points, 5 rebounds. Sierra Nipstead, 19 points, 6 boards. 5 points on the way for Emma Mathis with a big 3-pointer in the first half as well. 3 points for Odegaard, 2 points for Peterson with a couple of rebounds here in this one. For the Hazen Bison, 15 points for Lauren Dahl, who hit 2 3-pointers. Dahl with 15 points and 3 rebounds. 12 points on the way here for Ava Jungers, 10 for Miranda Mossett with 4 rebounds as well. 7 for Van Wagen with 5 rebounds. You saw 7 points for Keller, and then 3 points here for Izzy Smith for the Hazen Bison. So what this means, tomorrow it's 1, 4, 2, and 3 for our matchups here coming up tomorrow inside the Jamestown Civic Center. We will have the semifinals for you right here on YourLiveEvent.com. Rugby and Devils Lake will go at 1. Watford City, Hazen at 2:45. Those on the Constellation side. Semifinals starting at 6:30. Thompson and Valley City, and then South Prairie Max and Kindred. All those games right here on YourLiveEvent.com in the semifinals tomorrow evening for our audio-only broadcast here from the Jamestown Civic Center. I'm Chase Miller. Thank you so much for tuning into our broadcast. Survive Advance, Thompson and Kindred did it. One by 3 points, the other by 2. Valley City took care of business in the third quarter against Devils Lake, and South Prairie was good from the shoot. We're back with more coverage tomorrow for the semifinals to see who punches their ticket to the state championship. Until then, enjoy the rest of your night and join us tomorrow from the Buffalo City for more here on YourLiveBet.com.